When I married Sofia, I thought I had found the one person I could build a life with. We were young, passionate, and full of plans for the future. Our son, Adam, came into our lives a few years later. And from that moment, everything I did, every late night at work, every sacrifice was for him. Sofia and I weren't perfect, but I believed our marriage was solid. I trusted her. I trusted her so much that I ignored the subtle changes, the way she suddenly dressed up more for girls' nights, the late night texting she brushed off as just friends, the distance, that crept into our conversations. But what I could never have imagined was that her betrayal would go beyond me, that it would hurt the one person I loved more than myself, our son. It started with small changes in Adam. He used to be a cheerful boy, always running around, always smiling. But one day I noticed him retreating, spending more time in his room, barely touching his food. When I asked what was wrong, he just said nothing and forced a smile. I thought maybe school was tough, or maybe he was just going through a phase. Then one evening, while Sofia was out with her friends, Adam quietly asked me, "Dad, do you and Mom fight when I'm not here?" His question threw me off. "Why do you ask, buddy?" He looked down, fiddling with his fingers. "Because sometimes Mom brings someone over. He yells a lot. And he told me to shut up once when I came into the kitchen. Mom told me not to tell you." My chest tightened like a vice. "Who?" I asked carefully, trying not to scare him. He hesitated before whispering, "Uncle Ryan, my so-called friend. A man I had invited into my home countless times. We watched football together, shared beers, laughed like brothers, and he had been sneaking into my house, betraying me under my own roof, and worse, disrespecting my son." I didn't let Adam see my rage. I hugged him tightly and told him not to worry, that I'd take care of everything. But inside, a fire was raging. I started digging. I checked Sofia's phone while she showered, and there it was, messages with Ryan. Sickening, disgusting messages. Plans of when I'd be away, jokes about me being too blind to notice. I found pictures of them together, some even in our living room. But what cut the deepest were the ones involving Adam. Messages where Ryan complained about my son being in the way, and Sofia laughing, calling him clingy. My wife and her affair partner weren't just betraying me, they were mocking and neglecting the little boy who trusted them. That was the breaking point. I didn't explode right away. I remembered my son's eyes, the way he had looked so unsure when he told me. I couldn't let my rage scare him, so I planned. I gathered evidence. Screenshots, saved messages, even small recordings from a camera I set up in the living room. One recording showed Ryan arriving while I was supposedly at work. Adam had been sitting at the table doing homework. Ryan barked at him to go upstairs, his voice sharp and cold. Sofia laughed nervously, but she didn't stop him. That clip nearly broke me. No man yells at my son in his own house. Once I had enough proof, I confronted them, but not privately. I chose my moment carefully. It was Adam's birthday. Family and close friends were over. Sofia looked radiant, playing the role of perfect mother and wife. Ryan even stopped by with a fake smile, handing my son a cheap toy wrapped in shiny paper. I waited until the cake was cut, until everyone was gathered in the living room. Then I stood up, cleared my throat, and said, "Before we go any further, I have something to show everyone." The TV flickered on. The recording played. Ryan's voice cruel and sharp. "Go upstairs and shut up, kid." Sofia's laugh. Their kiss after. The room went silent. My son clutched my hand, his little body trembling. Sofia's face drained of color. Ryan froze, his smile vanishing. "This," I said, my voice steady but hard, "is what's been happening in my house. While I worked, while I trusted, my wife and my so-called friend decided to betray me, and worse, they thought it was okay to hurt my son in the process." Gasps filled the room. Sofia's parents looked horrified. My family glared daggers at her. Ryan bolted for the door, but not before I told him, "You'll never set foot near my son again." Sofia fell to her knees, sobbing, begging me to forgive her. She swore it was a mistake, that she still loved me, that it didn't mean anything. I looked down at her, my heart ice cold. "You can betray me all you want, but the moment you let someone hurt our son, it's over. Completely over." The next day I filed for divorce. The evidence made it easy. I fought for full custody, and the judge agreed after seeing the recordings and messages. Sofia tried to argue, but the court saw the truth. She had endangered Adam emotionally by bringing her affair partner into our home. It wasn't easy for Adam. He asked questions I struggled to answer. But I made him one promise. You will always come first with me. No one will ever hurt you again. Months later, I heard Ryan had skipped town, unable to face the fallout. Sophia moved into a small apartment and tried to rebuild, but she had lost her family's respect and, most importantly, her son's trust. Adam didn't want to visit her at first, and even when he did, he stayed distant. The bond she had broken was one that no apology could fix. As for me, I focused on Adam. We rebuilt our life together, just the two of us. Every day I reminded myself that I wasn't just a husband betrayed, I was a father who had to be strong for his son. And every time I look at Adam now, I know I made the right move. They thought they could get away with their betrayal. But the moment they hurt my son, they sealed their fate.